Hello everybody, welcome to Coco's Crochet. I'm Nitsa and today I'll be showcasing everybody's makes for our hashtag Birthstones Cow 2025. If you've stumbled across us for the very first time, welcome. And if you're returning, you know that we're going to have a very good time. This crazy little bingo barrel comes into play a bit later, but let me just tell you what this crochet along is about. First of all, it's a year-long cow, and as you can tell from the title, we are celebrating all of the birthstones for each and every month. It has been a lot of fun along the way because we've discovered for some months there are more than one. I have chosen a set that we're kind of using it as a guide, but of course there is always room for flexibility. Now today we'll be showcasing all of our makes for September, and our friend Marie E did let me know that there are more than just one colour for the birthstone sapphire, which I was very surprised because for me it's always been that traditional blue colour. You will be very surprised to see that not everybody chose to use the traditional blue colour for their makes. So please stay tuned because very, very soon you will be seeing each and every one. We've seen an aviary grow, a snake grow, blankets grow, and so many other projects that have surprised us along the way. Now the great thing is the flexibility of this crochet along. You choose the colour for the birthstone as your inspiration for whatever make you want to present us with, which is so exciting. Now each and every month, thanks to our friend Rose at Rose Likes Crochet, if you're not already hanging out with her, I'm shocked. If not, go and say hello. Now Rose has an Etsy shop and she makes amazing stitch markers and many other things as well. So go and check out her Etsy store because the prizes that we have for this crochet along are her stitch markers. Now I bought 12 sets, one for each birthstone for the whole year, and the fun part is that Rose actually emails them to you. So it's like a collaboration, which I absolutely love. Now for September, the stitch markers that will be sent away to the lucky winner, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, how it happens, is a very similar set to this one. So each set you receive a stitch marker with a birthstone. We chose the blue birthstone for the sapphire, a little Coco dog, which is a little Pomeranian dog, which is of course our Coco, and then there'll be another couple of stitch markers. One will probably be a little ball of yarn and a nice surprise from Rose. So that's a little incentive for everyone to come along, but it's not the only reason that we're here. Oh my gosh, what have I done? I've tangled it. Now I've untangled it. Okay, crisis over, mini crisis. Now, along the way, we had a little conversation very early on that anybody that wins a stitch marker is very welcome to keep sending in their makes, but they won't be included in the entries in the little crazy barrel here full of bingo balls, so that more of our Yarny friends have an opportunity to win. Now, all you need to do to be entered in this prize draw each and every month is just send in your make before the end of the month, and it relates to the new birthstone, which we'll talk about at the very end of today's showcase. Now in this bingo barrel you see a lot of little balls, and everybody's allocated a ball, and then we spin it in a few days time when we come back, and then our lucky winner is chosen. So that's pretty much how the crochet along goes. It's very, very chilled and it is a lot of fun. So I hope you continue to join in with us, or join in with us if you haven't done so already. Now I'm making a blanket using blanket yarn because those of you who know how much I love blanket yarn. And for each and every month I am making, and I'm going to pick this up. It is very, very big at the moment. Imagine how much bigger it's going to get. I am making a sunburst granny square, which I absolutely love, and I chose to go with the royal blue color for the sapphire for September. Now I use a 9mm hook, and I have been using a variety of the blanket yarns that I have. Some are in millings, but this one happened to be the Moda Vera Blankie yarn, which is readily available to us through Spotlight here in Sydney, Australia. Now, if you are going to use this blanket yarn for a similar type project, may I make this suggestion to you? First of all, in each and every corner, I reduce the row where we increase by one of the trebles in each corner so that it's not as wavy. And as this was a very bulky yarn compared to the other blanket yarn that I've been using, I actually reduced my little puff stitches down to 2 instead of 3. So if you know how to make a puff stitch, that will make sense. I'm sorry I'm not very good at explaining it right now. And when it comes to the cluster stitches, where you normally would do 4 clusters, like without finishing off the double crochets, US terminology, and then making 4 of those, I made 3. So it actually made it look nice, just like the thinner blanket yarn, which I think is the Bernat blanket yarn when I get it in mill ends, which is a little bit softer as well. But this actually turned out really, really well when I decided that that was the best way to approach it. So I just thought I'd put it out there because I know a lot of our friends do have this yarn in their stash, and I thought I'd best mention what I did with it in case you're faced with a similar situation. So let's get on with the slideshow, with the showcase. Let me grab my glasses, and as always, without any further ado, let me ooh and ah you with all of these amazing makes. So thank you to each and every one of you that has sent in your makes. I love seeing your emails come through, and let me tell you, the variety of makes is amazing, and I do love seeing the ones that have a theme going, like myself, you know, for the whole year, watching things grow. Like I said, aviaries and snakes and blankets, for example. So where are our little sticky notes, guys? Very important, because this is where I show you what your ball color, number and letter is. I've got them all ready, so let's get started. First of all, we have our friend Sharon K. Here is Sharon's square for September. Sharon chose red heart in the color royal blue for the heart and cream spot saver to square it off. Sharon's unicorn crochet hook got a turn this month. It's so pretty with all the colors of the rainbow in the beads. So thank you so much, Sharon, for sending in your square for the month. Now your ball is white B4. Let's pop it up here for safekeeping. Now next we have our friend Missa Pippin. Now Missa has 3 makes that she sends in to us each and every month, and she's done the same for September. Now the baby doll and sleeping bag pattern is a purchase pattern from Etsy by Horgolada Designs. Missa used a DK weight yarn and a 4mm hook. Now Mrs. Snake is growing. With the addition of the blue, it's starting to look like a rainbow snake. Missa used DK weight yarn and a 4.5mm hook. And this beautiful willow square is a YouTube tutorial by Crochet with Yarn Child. Missa used DK weight yarn and a 4mm hook. The royal blue yarn that you chose is perfect for all of your projects. So thank you so much, Missa, for sending them in to us. Your ball is green 068. Let's pop that down there for now. Now next we have our friend Annette B. Now Annette is our lucky April winner, so she won't be getting a ball today. Here is Annette's sapphire square. Annette is using a pattern by Krista at the Secret Yarnery. The circle color represents the birthstone for each month, and Annette is using DK weight yarn. Thank you so much, Annette, for sending in your square to us. Now next we have our friend Natasha from Hooks and Stitches. If you're not already hanging out with Natasha, go along and say hello. Now Natasha is crocheting corner to corner squares for each birthstone. For the sapphire, Natasha used Style Craft Special DK yarn in the colorway Lobelia and a 4mm hook. Natasha will join all the squares together in the end to make a blanket. So thank you so much, Natasha, for sending in your square to us. And your ball is yellow N34. Now next we have our friend Valerie H. Valerie went with the color teal for her sapphire, the first one that isn't blue so far. This is the Back to School Beanie by Sarah Satch Designs here on YouTube. Valerie used vintage Sayela yarn, a thrift shop treasure, she tells us. How awesome is that? So thank you so much, Valerie, for sending in your beanie. Your ball is Red Eye 23. Now our friend Alley Cat sent in 2 makes for us. Oops, to ooh and ah over. Now this beautiful hat and scarf set are going into Alley Cat's donation box. They look so soft and warm, don't they? And these stars and hearts are for random acts of crochet kindness. Alley Cat's local hospice has asked for more sets of hearts. That's beautiful. Now Alley Cat, your ball is yellow N35. Now next we have our friend Rosanna P. Rosanna shares 3 makes with us for the sapphire. This little penguin is a pattern by Nicole Chase. Rosanna used Lion Brand yarn, Nap Time, in the color navy and a 4mm hook. And this Brontosaurus dinosaur is a pattern by Stringy Ding Ding. Rosanna used the same Nap Time yarn and a 4mm hook. And last but certainly not least, this Sleeping Dragon is a YouTube tutorial by Ambrose Crochet. Rosanna used the same Nap Time yarn and a 4mm hook. All your makes are so super cute, Rosanna, and I imagine they'd be so soft with that yarn that you used. Now your ball is Blue G53. Now next we have our friend Sally from Nanny Moon's Crochet here on YouTube. Once again, I'll be very surprised if you're not hanging out with her. If not, go and say hello to her as well. Now Sally crocheted 2 beanies for the sapphire. Here is the Sticks and Stones beanie tutorial here at Coco's Crochet. Sally used Aran Yarn Smith Create in royal blue and a 6mm hook. Now, this is the No Rhyme or Reason beanie by Bag O' Day. Sally used Aran So Crafty Aldi yarn in Cobalt. And both your beanies are beautiful, Sally. Now, your ball is Red I-17. Now, next we have our friend Laura P. Laura is crocheting granny squares to represent each birthstone and joining them in black. Now look at how beautiful Laura's blanket is. The gemstone colours look great together, and there's only 3 more to go. Absolutely love that. And Laura, your ball is White B7. Now our friend Shirley has joined us. Shirley is crocheting a snowflake square for each birthstone. Shirley used Premier Basics yarn in the colour Royal Blue for the sapphire. Shirley is joining all her squares together to make a beautiful blanket. So once again, Shirley, it's so nice to see your blanket growing. Now Shirley, your ball is Blue G47. Now next we have our friend Josephine. She got very busy crocheting for the sapphire, let me tell you. Now look at this very pretty vest. It is the Natural Beauty Vest, a pattern from the 2023 Crochet World magazine. Josephine used a 3.75mm Clover and More hook and Peyton's linen yarn, 65% cotton, 35% linen. Such a beautiful drape. I imagine that it's just gorgeous. Now, how cute are these guys? Orion the Sea Star and Puddles the Penguin. Patterns from Amigurumi Critters by Amy Ting. Josephine used a 2.75mm Clover and More hook and 4-weight yarn, Red Heart yarn. They are so cute. And look at this. Look at Angelica Whale from Animals Friends of Peek-a-Pow, book number 3. Josephine used a 2.75mm Clover and More hook, 4-weight Red Heart yarn in Royal, Aran, and Mary Maxim Best Value yarn in Rose Pink. All your makes are gorgeous, Josephine, and I can't believe how tiny those hooks are. Now, Josephine, your ball is Blue G49. Now, our friend Thea got busy as well. Thea made some sunburst granny squares for the first time, she tells us. They are not as intimidating as she thought. Be warned though, Thea, they are very, very addictive. That's what I think anyway. And you know, I absolutely love them. Now, Thea's pouch is 29 centimetres wide by 20 centimetres tall. Thea used 8-ply acrylic yarn in solid sapphire. Perfect, right? And solid wisteria. Thea lined the pouch with felt and added a zipper. Love it. Now, Thea, your ball is white. Oh, let me get it. White B5. Our friend Julianne was our lucky June winner, so there'll be no ball for you today. Now look at this super cute dragon. Here's a pattern from Jenna Tatus No Sew Mini Amigurumi book. Julianne used Parfait Chunky yarn. He is so cute. That sounds like a fun book, No Sew. I like the thought of that. Thank you, Julianne, for sending in your make to us. Now our friend Marie E. Marie is our yarny friend who let us know about all the colours the sapphire birthstone comes in. September was Marie's birthday month, so she put a lot of pow, zing and shazam when choosing the colours for her blanket, she tells us. I love all your colour choices, Marie. This blanket is destined for Boggy Creek. Now, Marie, your colour is yellow and your ball is yellow N33. And next we have our friend Valerie R. Valerie crocheted a variety of beanies and hats in different sizes with a variety of sapphire colours. Valerie used Stylecraft Aran yarn from her stash. All free YouTube tutorials and all beanies are being donated. That's so beautiful. So Valerie, your ball is the anticipation. Blue G48. Now our friend Marta H. Oh, I love this. This is Marta's Colours of Sapphire shawl. I absolutely love that. The pattern is the spring triangle shawl from Hooked by Robin. Marta used 1 cake of red heart roll with its sparkle in the colour Destiny. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, Marta, your ball is Blue G50. And our friend Susan G got busy as well. Susan crocheted this very pretty pair of coasters using Jolly and Joy Crinkle Sparkle 8-ply yarn in Midnight Blue and a 4.5mm hook. I absolutely love all that sparkle. Thank you, Susan, for sending in your coasters, and your ball is White B3. Next we have our friend Kimberly. Here is Kimberly's Sunburst Granny Square. You know I'm a big fan, right? Kimberly used loops and threads impeccable yarn in the colour Royal with a 5mm hook. The sapphire is Kimberly's favourite gemstone. I love that. Now, Kimberly, your ball is Green 061. Our friend Margaret V had a vision, she tells us, and she just went with it. The acorn was a pillow, but Margaret modified it, and you'll soon find out why. The pattern is from thecookiesnob.com. The pumpkin pattern is from Dawn's DSYD vlog on YouTube, and the squirrel is a pattern on YouTube originally in Spanish. And now you ready for this? Margaret's vision. How adorable is this acorn? It opens up and inside it houses the squirrel and the little acorns. Isn't that awesome? Margaret used I Love This yarn in royal blue. The white is red heart and the leaves are I Love This yarn in terracotta. Isn't it nice when your visions can come true? That is so super cool, Margaret. And your ball is Blue G52. Now next we have our friend Diane S. Diane has an Under the Sea theme for her makes for September. This is a fish square from the 3D Granny Square book. Diane used scrap yarn and a 5mm hook, her favourite, we all know that. This square will be added to her animal blanket, so I'm sure it's growing very, very nicely. Now, Diane's 18-inch doll is wearing a mermaid outfit. The pattern is by Pam's Adoring Doll Clothes, and Diane used scrap yarn and different size hooks to make the outfit. Thank you, Diane, for sending in your makes. Now your ball is yellow N36. Oops, upside down. Now next we have our friend Star Shelton. Here is Star Shelton's Granny Stitch blanket. I love the blue and the white colour combinations in your blanket. It represents the sapphire beautifully. Thank you so much, Star Shelton, for sending in your little blanket. Your ball is Blue G46. And next we have our friend Pearl. Pearl crocheted this beautiful beanie in the traditional deep blue to represent the sapphire. Pearl will also crochet a matching scarf. Both beanie and scarf will be donated. Now Pearl, your ball is White B8. Now next we have our friend Lynn from Lynn Penguins Creations. If you don't already hang out with her, please go and say hello. Now Lynn is our lucky March winner, so no ball for her today. Lynn is crocheting squares. The heart color represents each birthstone, and Lynn is using acrylic yarn. The black that you border it with really makes all the colors pop. Thank you so much, Lynn, for sending in your square to us. And next we have Lynn's sister, Helen R. And Helen is our lucky February winner, so no ball for you. Isn't that nice? Twin sisters winning stitch markers. I love that. Now, Helen is crocheting a dishcloth for each birthstone. Helen used cotton yarn and the half double crochet stitch for this dishcloth, which is very, very pretty. Thank you so much, Helen, for sending in your dishcloth to us. Next, we have our friend Caroline. Look at this guy, the latest addition to Caroline's aviary. He is a little blue jay. So much detail in those wings, tails, and face. He is absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much, Caroline, for sending him in to us. Just want to see your aviary filled by the end of the year. Now, Caroline, your ball is Red Eye 21. And last but not least, we have our friend Jana Kay, whose new YouTube channel is called Leave It to Stitches. So go and hang out with her. She needs us all to go and visit. Now, Jana Kay is our lucky July winner, so no ball for you. Now, Jana Kay's beanie is so pretty. I love all the colours and all the puff stitches in there. The colours pulled very nicely together in the yarn that you used as well. So that's it, guys. We had 26 entries. So thank you to each and every one of you that entered. I absolutely love showcasing all your makes. Now, for October, when we get to the colour and the birthstone, please make sure that you send all of your makes to me by the end of October, the 31st of October. Today is the 3rd of October, so we have like 4 weeks to get it done. The only thing that I would request from you, please, when you send me your photos, have them a little bit more like not up close. So a little bit of a border around them of the surface that you photograph them on, because when I have to square them off, sometimes I lose a little bit of your make and I feel terrible. There's no other way I can do it with the program that I use. So please be mindful of that. That would be awesome. So just zoom out a little bit when you're actually sending me the photo. Now let's talk about October's birthstone. And this is another controversial one, should we call it that. Now, the birthstone for October, according to my research, is the Tourmaline. Tourmaline, and apparently it comes in a wide range of beautiful colors. We're going to go with peach. Of course, if you find it in different colors and you choose to go that way, there is no problem at all. Surprise us. That would be wonderful. But I'm going to stick with peach. Now, let me tell you what the little blurb I have on the Tourmaline as well. The confusion about the stone's identity is reflected in its name, which comes from Tourmaline, so Tourmaline, which means mixed gems in Sri Lankan. So that's very interesting, because I did find it a little bit difficult to find the meaning for it and the color, but I also went with the little stitch marker that Rose sent us. And I thought, you know what, we're going to go with apricot. If Rose thinks this is the right one, I think it's the right one. So that's it, guys. Now, for now, what I'm going to do is come back in about, what is it today? Today's Friday. So maybe by Monday, to give you the opportunity, in case I missed anyone, which I would hate to have done that, because we spin this barrel now and then we're done with September. So if I have accidentally missed your email, you have the opportunity to now send it to me, and I will make sure that I showcase your make on Monday and pop your ball in the barrel as well. And that's going to be the fun part, because this little barrel is a little bit crazy, as we know. When we spin it round and round, it makes a lot of noise, but it is so exciting to see who our winner for September stitch markers will be. So thank you so much for joining us today for this wonderful showcase. It is always filled with so many great makes. I love each and every one of them, and the fact that some of you make more than one, I think that is crazy. I just managed to get a square done each and every month, and that is pretty awesome for me too. So until I see you all very, very soon, take care everyone. Bye bye for now.